in the standings. Let's label this the Series of the Year. To set the scene, come back to the Rogers Center for first pitch. Enjoy.
Off spot for the Rangers tonight.
Chris Bassett will make his 30th start of the season. He's had a terrific. Cavan Biggio continues to play third base in the absence of Matt Chapman. Bichette and Schneider up. He started 6 of the last 8 Blue Jays games.
Then went into free agency and signed a mega deal with the Texas Rangers. Simeon has started every single one of them at second base and in the leadoff spot. Years ago, that shouldn't surprise you at all. He's about as reliable, consistent, and available. He's as hot as he's been all year. In the air to left, Dalton Varsho coming over near the line and now Corey Seager swings at the first pitch. Ground ball to third. You are off to a good start tonight.
Absolutely. They're the 2 guys in this lineup that the Blue Jays can't afford to let beat.
Quick outs for Bassett. Here's Nathaniel Lowe, the first baseman. Hitting last year, hit for more power. Won a Silver Slugger last year. Numbers a bit down this year. 20 season. Because he was kind of blocked in Tampa Bay. They had G-Man. Field does have some power.
Now, he's a good contact hitter, and
that's in there. 2-2 with Alejandro Kirk. Often this year with good success. And look at that two-seamer. Boy, is that pretty. Ran it right back over the end.
388 earned run average, but the last time he pitched, he got hammered pitching in relief of Nathan Eovaldi against the Astros. 3 home runs.
Springer hits a 2-hopper to short. Corey played 2 out of 3 games in the series against Kansas City. Shortstop for 1, DH for 1, sat out DH 1 of them. This one out to short. Seager again has to unload.
On your toes, you can see Seager a little bit in the hole. That ball went past Dunning, and Seager unloads in a hurry to retire.
He misses a little bit in. Ball 1 to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vladdy has drawn 7 walks in his last 8 games. Kind of having fun, feeling good, trying to be more selective. And I said, why? And he said, if they're not going to throw.
It's hard, but he hasn't barreled up an awful lot of balls lately. And you mentioned the walks. They can, and let the next guy do it.
Good breaking ball by Dunning to strike him out. And
in the air to deep left field. X marks the spot.
Bassett can't call his own pitch, which he often likes to. I would think he's got the
yeah, we have seen it throughout the season when.
And outside, ball 4. Garver aboard with a leadoff, and he knows that quickly. For people who don't know, he can push a button, and he's got the receiver in his hat too. So for Texas tonight, hitting .232. And he's going to loop one over the head of Biggio into left field for a base hit. Bases. Not a very patient hitter, just 27 to walk. In a couple of steps at third. As this one is bounced to the right side. Guerrero has it, feeds Bichette. I'm an all-star this year. As he takes a slow breaking ball in for a strike. And that is foul. And it's 0-2.
Back-to-back slow curveball.
0-2 the count on Hine. And that's inside.
This lineup that the
Fouled off to the left.
and there's that fastball. He got inside after.
And a swing and a miss. He gets him. 2 down. Now Josh H. Smith, the third baseman tonight. Runner goes from first. They'll throw through and do not get him. The Rangers got him in the Joey Gallo trade a couple of years ago. And he misses for ball 3. Right there, 3-2. As that one is fouled back. Fouled back, still 3-2. He's halfway down the line, and now Bassett is going to try to beat him back to the bag. And a bouncer that Bassett corrals, and he'll make it.
He said they've not only energized the team, but have been key to helping win.
Horowitz and Davis Schneider, Ernie Clement, a little bit older then, but has come up from Buffalo. And I think how those guys have brought a really positive energy to this veteran group, as Belt is called out.
It reminds you of how valuable these opportunities are, and it just gives everybody.
Recent additions, Davis Schneider hitting 5th, playing 2nd, hitting .370 with 7 homers. And he just will not chase off the outside corner early.
Friday night, they pitched him away the rest of the series.
And was taken all the way on that one. 3. Line drive, center field, base hit. So the first base hit of the night for the Blue Jays brings up OPS over his last 66 games. That's a pretty good stretch. For reference, the major league average. And I don't know about you, when Matt Chapman went on the IL, I didn't initially expect. And that's ball 4. He'll draw a walk. And there's a base hit into left on the first pitch for with Dalton Varsho up. Dunning faced the Blue Jays back in June. Ball and a strike. And it's fouled off. 1-2. Jonah Heim looking back to make sure John. Bounced foul up the right side.
Dunning's had his problems with them.
And just high. 2-2 championships under Bochy.
He had 12 years in San Diego.
And strike 3 called on the inside corner to get. So now Kevin Kiermaier. Whoa. Big sweeping breaking ball almost hits him in the back.
And then, of course, had that big home run in this.
Outside 3-0 on Kiermaier. Looked like he had the option, but chose to take it. 3-1.
The New York Mets.
That's ball 4. Good job by Kiermaier, and that's going to load the bases for Springer up the middle and through for a base hit. Trying to add on. Ball to center. It is fairly well hit, but it is playable for Leote.
Dash somewhere.
Yeah. A stash of stashes.
Stash of stashes.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Considered a top 10 prospect hit. His first major league home run. And that will tie the game at 2.
Yeah, it travels 406 feet.
They called him up on Friday after Adolis Garcia.
Interesting matchup here. Marcus, where they both came up with the White Sox and made their debuts.
He's hit into right field, which I guess at this point should be known as the mark. Corey Seager swings at the first pitch down, and he just does, and I mean just, got that pitch. Strike 3 called on a pitch that Seager's shaking his head. So 1 down now for Nathaniel Lowe, the first baseman who was called out on strike boards. But as he stayed in the lineup for the most part, another 10-day stint on the IL. 3-0 on Lowe. And he walks him. So Simeon up to second and 2 on with a 1 out. Ball here. Strike at the knees, 0-1. Got in on his hands, and it's 0-2. They were out in front. It was their division to lose. And then remember, Seattle got hot a few weeks ago. They
4-game series.
Ground ball to short. Bichette to Schneider. Schneider to Guerrero. A chase there by Guerrero. Now he's in the hole 0-2. And Dunning strikes him out for the second time tonight.
Bochy began his Giants career in 2007. For so many years. This is Twitter.
Davis Schneider lifts one into right field. Takes a walk, switch hitter. I think that was before the Brandon Belt signing, which kind of. This one is low, ball one to Jonah Heim. Ground ball to first, backhanded by Guerrero to Bichette for one and back to the Blue Jays. Gavin Biggio, the batter, walked and scored back in the second.
10 games. And that leads to runs, obviously. You put yourself on base.
Back to the mound, and Dunning's got it on to first. Check swing foul off by Alejandro Kirk, who had an RBI single in his.
A lopsided win. They might be able to take Kirk out of the game early.
Now strike taken by Dalton Varsho, who struck out 2/3. And in spite of the fact he's not a guy who throws very hard. Varsho with a ground ball down to low at first in innings pitched. Now Framber Valdez is pitching tonight as well, but Bassett certainly giving his team a chance to win.
Yeah, and he is very close to it. Gotta believe he's even got a shot.
43rd game for the Blue Jays. So if you just keep going. 144, excuse me. Here's Evan Carter. Now back 0-2.
Carter just turned 21 on the 29th of August.
And maybe he gives them the kind of spark Davis Schneider has given the Blues, because Schneider has been so unbelievable. But obviously this guy is very talented. You can see it in.
Missed his spot all the way across the plate.
They will. Into left center, a base hit. Will cover the bag. Otherwise, he
really focused on pulling the ball. And last time up, he had a base hit, clean shot into right field.
Ground ball to third, and the tag for one. Throw to first. It's one thing to try that play. Curveball outside, a ball and a strike.
Again,
Base hit into right field for Seager. Top. And a ball on the corner, 1-1.
We talked about this 4-game.
Runner's going to be going. There goes Seager. And the 3-2 pop back out of play.
Chris Bochy said that's one of the.
Again, the 3-2. And a ground ball up the middle. Bichette's got it. Nice play by Bo. They'll make the playoffs, but obviously this 4-game series is going to tell a big story. Starting a series against the Angels tonight. Kiermaier laces a ball to left center. The outfielders get to the gap, and it's a leadoff. Top of the order, George Springer. Hey, real quickly.
You know, that might be one of the best offensive seasons we've seen from.
Springer stays alive. Field. Kiermaier is getting the whip.
Well, as a catcher, it's really hard to make the tag quick enough.
Bichette bounces one to short. Springer's got to go back to second. And crosses him up a little bit. Gets a fastball in there, 1-1. And Guerrero strikes out for the 3rd time tonight.
But she does, and it's going to be a tough schedule for these teams when they face each other. Somebody's going to happen.
For Chris Bassett.
Rewarded home plate on the mound.
This is popped up down the line in foul territory. Guerrero underneath.
In the National League West right now, ahead of the Diamondbacks, who had a nice resurgence themselves.